Alright, imagine you're standing on a narrow plain in ancient Anatolia, the salty air of the Mediterranean just a breath away. This is 333 BCE and history is about to explode. On one side you've got Alexander the Great, just 23 years old, eyes burning with ambition, leading his Macedonian army. On the other, Darius III of Persia, commanding a force that some say numbered over 200,000. Sounds impossible, right? Alexander's army is outnumbered, maybe 5-1. But here's the catch, numbers alone don't win a battle. First, Alexander chose the perfect place to fight, the narrow plain of Issus. Why does this matter? Well, the Persians had this massive, sprawling army, but in these tight quarters, they couldn't spread out. Their numbers became a disadvantage. They were packed in so tight that only a fraction could actually fight at any one time. Alexander basically turned the landscape into his secret weapon. Now let's talk about the Macedonian phalanx. Picture lines of soldiers, shoulder to shoulder, shields locked, each one holding a sarissa, a spear so long it looked like a row of bristling hedgehogs. When the Persians rushed, they hit a wall of iron. There was just no breaking through. Alexander's infantry didn't just hold the line, they pushed it forward inch by brutal inch. But the real magic was in the cavalry. Alexander personally led his companion cavalry, his elite squad, on a daring charge straight for Darius, right at the center of the Persian line. I mean, that takes guts. Most kings would be way in the back, not Alexander. He slices right through the chaos, heading for the biggest target in the world. When Darius saw Alexander charging at him, he panicked, turned his chariot around and fled. That moment, it shattered Persian morale. With their king running, the rest of the army fell apart in minutes. And that brings me to leadership. Alexander didn't just bark orders from a distance. He was in the thick of it, fighting shoulder to shoulder with his men. Imagine seeing your king, sword drawn, leading the charge. That's the kind of thing that makes soldiers go the extra mile, and it worked. Macedonian morale soared. Compare that to Darius III, who couldn't control his huge army in the crowded plain. His men were confused, unable to maneuver, watching their king run away. That's not exactly inspiring. The victory at Issus wasn't just another win, it changed the course of history. Alexander proved not just his courage but his genius for tactics, turning impossible odds into a legendary victory. And from that narrow plain, he carved a path straight to the heart of the Persian Empire. So next time you hear about someone beating the odds, remember Alexander at Issus, sometimes thinking smart beats being big.